washing off my bridal makeup.
This bride went viral on TikTok by posting a video of her washing off her bridal makeup, and it has escalated way beyond anybody's imagination. Hey guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you guys are new. So I am a bridal makeup artist by profession. That is my full-time job. I am also a licensed esthetician, but makeup is my primary job. I take between 45 to 50 weddings every single year, and I have been doing this for the past going on 7 years. But here is where my opinion is a little bit different than other people's, and where my perspective comes in as a little bit more unique. I did get married in 2020. I decided to do my makeup myself. First off, if you guys have not seen this video, I'll put up the full video right here.
Washing off my bridal makeup. Okay, wait, close this. Am I doing it?
I feel like you're about to vomit.
Can I do now? Oh my gosh, what did I do?
No, it's okay. It's okay.
I'm shaking.
No, it's okay. It's okay. You can redo it.
Okay.
It'll be perfect. It always is perfect when you do it. You always look so pretty.
Thank you. Okay, it's shaking.
It's okay.
I think it's just like anxiety. I want to do this.
But it's fine. Like, we have so much time. The wedding's not even until 4. It's fine.
I'm scared though she's gonna want to do like touch-ups on me like right before.
Can we ask her to still? Is that rude? Like, you're never gonna see her again.
I don't want to see her. I feel bad, but I don't like it. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm doing this.
It's fine.
I can't believe I'm doing this. Everybody looks a weird state right
You like look better even without the makeup at all.
Right? I'm like, I already feel like way more like myself.
Like, I was watching her paint your lips and I was like, oh, that is pink.
I was trying so hard to like it. She also like didn't blend in my neck at all. Like,
No, she didn't.
There's no makeup on my neck. I'd rather walk down the aisle like this.
A mask. After you.
No.
Okay, I'll go. Match if your face. Yeah, your skin tone already matches your neck way better.
And
She sucks.
and in pictures, it's gonna look so much better too. That would be the bad part. Is that in the pictures? If you're like cakey or something.
Oh, I can't wait to make a TikTok about this.
Flashback Mary. I look like Flashback Mary.
It's okay if this is the worst thing that
So that is the video that the bride posted on her wedding day. But before I really dive in, I want to go over the facts of the video really quickly. And I'm talking the hardcore facts. This bride's name is Lauren, and she, at the time of me checking this, had 22,000 followers. Now, I'm very, very sure that the follower count that she has probably does stem from the fact that this video got over like 30 million views. I don't know if it had any more than that, but at the time that I checked and downloaded this, it had 30 million. She has now privated her whole entire account, and I cannot see how many views or anything that any of her videos have gotten recently, but at the time, she still did have a pretty large following for an individual that just posts videos on TikTok. A lot of her videos did have thousands of views by themselves, so I would say that she was a fairly established or fairly public figure. Clearly from the video, you can tell that she is in full panic mode and is wiping off her bridal makeup because she is not loving what is going on. Her friend in the background was definitely giving her moral support and was like, hey, it's gonna be okay. You have plenty of time. We can do this. And they were just kind of talking back and forth, right? Well, both Lauren and her friend were clearly saying that they did not like the makeup and that the bride can do makeup better herself. Her foundation didn't match her neck. They thought the lip color looked too pink. There was a lot of things happening, and while they weren't necessarily bashing the makeup artist's work, they weren't positively talking about it either. So after the bathroom scene happened, she went into a room of some sort. It looked like a bedroom. It looked like she was redoing her makeup and getting herself ready. And she did post a picture on her original video of what the makeup looked like when the makeup artist did it. And that had really great lighting. You can see that it looked flawless. It did look like the bride, no shade at all, by the way, but it did look like she had a little bit of problem areas, like a little bit of acne places, and the artist did a phenomenal job at making everything look smooth and seamless. It looked like the foundation to me matched perfectly. Her eyeshadow was very simplistic. It looks like, if any, she had very natural false lashes going on, and a very beautiful lip color. I don't think it looked too pink at all, but again, to each their own. Like, everybody has their own preferences about how they like to do things and what they like to see, so that is completely all all up to her opinion. I noticed it's not in like super great lighting that she's redoing her makeup, and therefore I can't really see what her makeup actually looks like. She never took a picture of herself in comparison with the other person's work, so I can't really tell. There is some people in the comment section before it got deleted that were saying that it looks exactly the same, and to me, and what I can gather, the foundation that she put on herself almost had more of like a reddish kind of undertone, whereas the makeup artist's work definitely had more of a warm yellow undertone, and maybe that's where she thought that it didn't quite match. And it also looked like she put a lot less coverage on herself too, but overall the eyeshadow kind of looks the same. Her lips even kind of look the same. Like, there is not much of a difference, so I'm guessing that she maybe just thought that the makeup artist went a little bit more heavy-handed than she would like, and that's why she didn't like it. Now, the thing that really comes into question, and this is where things get a little bit suspect, is when she was redoing her makeup in her bedroom, she uttered the really controversial sentence of, "I cannot wait to make a TikTok about this." Now, this is where a lot of people have said, okay, she's just doing this for clout. She's just doing this for fame. And I do say that it is a little bit suspicious. Like, that is a little suspicious. I understand that you're trying to document your day. You're trying to document every single thing about your wedding just so you have something to remember it by, the good and the bad. And she does, of course, do TikTok, it looks like, for a living, because over, I think, like 10,000 followers, I want to say, you do get monetized on TikTok, so I'm guessing she does get some sort of kickback already, even before this video went viral. And it looks like before she did upload a lot of like her daily life, and so I'm sure that her life is 100% on TikTok, and this wasn't out of the ordinary for her to do. However, she definitely should have considered who was going to see this and also who she was talking about. If she was now involving a professional that is in business for themselves, they run a small business, and it could easily have ruined this makeup artist career. There's a lot of people in the comments section that were like, okay, but when she posted this, she didn't tag the makeup artist, she didn't name her. People have got to realize that there are people on TikTok that are legitimately private investigators and probably could get paid as such just being online detectives. Because you knew that with the follower count that she had and with the amount of nosy people on TikTok, they are going to find this makeup artist. It doesn't matter if she tags her, if she doesn't tag her, like, they're going to go find her. This bride made the decision to tag this makeup artist in her wedding photos on Instagram. So even though she did not wear the makeup artist's makeup for her day, she still tagged the makeup artist on her Instagram. She has since removed that tag. She only tagged the hairstylist now, but it was kind of too late. People already figured it out. They cross-referenced it. And what do you know? This chaos ensued. But anyways, this makeup artist, though, did not actually have a TikTok account before this all happened. So a bunch of people on her team that she works with were telling her about this bride that was going viral on TikTok that she did the makeup for because there were people that were there with her. And she was like, okay, what's going on? So she checked this out. And what do you know? She ended up finding this bride on TikTok and decided to create her own TikTok account just to respond to this whole entire situation. Now, we are going to go ahead and watch the makeup artist's response to this.
It's me. I'm that makeup artist. I honestly was shocked to see this. There were no indicators that she was unhappy, honestly. I've been doing this over 20 years, and I've learned to communicate very well with my brides, and I've also learned to read body language. So even if a bride says she loves it, often I can tell if she doesn't just by the way her body is sitting, or just different tells that we have as women when we're trying to, you know, say we like something and we don't. I was looking back at my messages with this bride just to see like what our interaction was like. She did have a preview with me, and she was happy. There were a few things she wanted to change. Her eyeshadow color she wanted to change. She wanted to add a little more bronzer. She did mention in her message that she loved her lip and cheek color. So I kept that the same. On the wedding day, I made the changes that she asked for, and it seemed to me that she was happy. She gave me the biggest smile I've ever seen of a bride. And yeah, I had no idea. Also, her wedding was in August. So, I mean, it's been several months now. I had no idea she was unhappy. And And her washing off her makeup doesn't really bother me. I mean, it's her money down the drain. The thing that hurts is who the bride was. I'm not even on TikTok, so I had no idea this was happening. One of my artists saw this and saw that it was going viral and reached out to me. And when she told me what was going on, I was trying to think of which bride it could possibly be. And when I saw that it was this specific bride, that's what hurt. Because this bride, she was so sweet. She was so easy to work with, so kind. She's a fellow Jesus lover like me, so I felt like we had that in common, which was cool. So that's what hurts, is that the character of the bride that I thought is not what was there, and that's just what hurt the most. But it is what it is. Can't change it now. All we can do is move forward and learn from this. So brides, if you're getting married, you don't have to hire a makeup artist. There's nowhere that says that you do. If you love the way that you do your own makeup, then do it on your wedding day. Also, if you do hire us makeup artists, you are not going to offend us. You're paying for our service, and it's our job to make sure you're comfortable. And so just communicate. Let us know what's going on. I'm also just glad that this happened to me and not any of the stylists or artists on my team, because this has been very challenging to navigate. And talk about taking a deep dive into TikTok. Not starting shallow, just jumping in the deep end. I appreciate all the support from the makeup artists. The makeup artist community has overwhelmingly reached out in support. I've received hundreds of messages in the last couple days just showing love and support, and that means the world to me. So thank you for that.
So I'm going to go ahead and tell you my personal opinions, nobody else's. They shouldn't be taken seriously or as a true fact because they are my own personal opinions, but I'm going to be giving my opinion from a bride's side and then also a makeup artist perspective too. Let's actually start off with the bride sides first. Weddings are stressful in general. They are literally a pit of stress and anxiety. You want everything to be perfect, go according to plan, have everything set up that you perfectly try to curate and plan yourself for years, and like one thing, I'm talking like one minor thing sometimes can spin you into like full bridezilla mode. So I can't imagine not liking my bridal makeup and having to redo the whole entire thing and making that decision in a split second 20 minutes before I was supposed to get ready. And that's where I think a lot of people are probably like, okay, I did not expect that from you as a makeup artist. And to be totally honest, like makeup means a lot to me. It kind of just depends on like what somebody prioritizes on the day of, but for people that are makeup wearers and really, really prioritize makeup and looking good for their wedding day, it's a lot. Like it's actually really, really stressful when you prioritize these things and that one thing happens to go wrong. Then the other thing I wanted to talk about with this entire situation, a lot of people were also saying how the bride should have just said something to the makeup artist if she didn't like something, and that makeup artist could have easily changed it. I will say right now that as a professional makeup artist, the amount of times that I've told people straight to their faces that they need to be upfront, they need to be honest with me, it's not going to hurt my feelings at all, any way, shape, or form. If they don't like something, I would rather us fix it right now. Their happiness is a direct reflection of a makeup artist's work. So if the person paying for the makeup is not happy with it, it makes us look bad. So why would we want you not to like something? You know what I mean? We as a society are just really freaking afraid of hurting people's feelings. We are just all about feeling preservations. And yes, that is a very, very helpful and nice thing to do. I understand definitely not wanting to hurt somebody's feelings. You don't want to make people feel bad. We just want people to love it, okay? And we put our heart and soul and energy, like if you're truly passionate about what you do, we want you to be happy. And makeup's personal preference. Like, that's why not everybody likes the same foundation. That's why not everybody likes the same colors even, or the same style of makeup. We are each unique individuals, and one person's makeup artistry is not going to suit every single clientele. So if you are a makeup artist, yes, it's probably going to suck a little bit if somebody doesn't like something that you did, but it does not reflect any way, shape, or form your artistry skills. It does not make you a bad artist. You should not quit your job. It just means that you were not the right fit for that person, and that's completely fine. There is an artist out there for everybody. I don't want that situation to ruin the reputation of that artist, because if that bride does not like that makeup artist's work and they have a bridal party with them, Do you think that any of that bridal party will want to hire that makeup artist in the future? I don't think so. That's why it just does mean a lot if you just let us do our job and fix it. And I'm sure that bride really did feel bad, okay? Because even in the video, she was saying, I do really feel bad. I don't want her to see this. I know she's gonna wanna do touch-ups on me and she'll see that I redid everything. So I know that this bride did feel bad, but also she was trying to hide from the makeup artist, but then posted it on a public platform where she knew that she had a decent amount of following and people probably would figure out who the makeup artist was, and the makeup artist would probably find that video. So you didn't really actually do a good job about hiding it. And a lot of people were saying that, you know, she did it while the makeup artist was still there and that was really rude. But if you think about it, if she truly was supposed to get ready in 20 minutes, she didn't actually have time for that makeup artist to leave. A lot of the times I'm legitimately working on bridal parties up until people are headed out the door. So I don't blame that bride at all for like wanting to do it while the makeup artist was still there, because otherwise she wouldn't have had time. That's pretty much what my take is as far as the bride's side. As a professional makeup artist, I'm gonna go in a little bit. Like everyone's saying, she should have just spoken up if she didn't like something. As a solo business owner running a small business, like I run it alone, I don't have any employees that help me, but I do hire out other makeup artists that are other freelancers if I have a larger bridal party or the timeline's too tight. With this in mind, I run a very, very small business, okay? Our reputations mean everything. If you're a larger corporation like Starbucks, do you know how many negative reviews they probably get every single goddamn day? But it's not affecting them because they are such a large corporation and a large company, their reputation precedes them. But with me being a small business owner, if I get one negative review, that could ruin my entire business just because I don't have the reputation and not enough people know about me to realize that I'm not actually that way or my business isn't actually run that way. So that's why getting all positive reviews and having really positive experiences for each and every one of your customers that you have is essential as a small business owner. This is why we need people to speak up. And I mean, even if I've told people multiple different times when they're sitting in my chair during bridal previews, sometimes people still will not say their opinions directly to my face. I'll get an email later on the next day and be like, hey, so I think that this should have been changed. I didn't really like this, but maybe we should do this. And while I do appreciate them telling me then, I really would have appreciated them telling me on the day of when I was actually doing their makeup so I could fix it. Do you know what I mean? And then the other thing that I think that everybody had an issue with too is that a lot of people in the comments section before the bride deleted that TikTok was that everybody kept asking this bride if she had a preview or a trial or whatever you want to call it. She said that she did. And that is where my confusion comes into play. Maybe this makeup artist doesn't run her previews the same way as I do. I allot about 2 hours for my bridal previews. I will do a 5-10 minute consultation, just talking back and forth, getting to know the bride, getting to know just details about themselves, about their wedding, etc. to kind of like gauge their personality and kind of get a vibe of like, do they wear makeup often or do they wear absolutely nothing and know nothing about makeup? Instead of completing like one full makeup look and then saying, do you like anything? At that point in time, it's kind of late to change things because you have an entire face of makeup on. I usually do my bridal previews in stages. So I'll start out with like the brows and be like, okay, do you like the brows? Do we like the thickness? Do we like the color? Do you want them filled in a little bit more? Do we want them fluffed up, etc.? I'll ask all the questions. We go into eyes. I'll complete one eyeshadow. I'll go a little bit more light-handed to begin with and say, okay, do you like the color of this? Do you like the shape of it? Do you feel like we need to go darker? Do you want to add shimmer? Do you want to keep it matte? How do you like your liner? Do you want a cat eye? Do you want it smoked out? Do you like a wing? What do you want to do? And then we make adjustments at the very end, and usually I have nothing but positive reviews. I've had very minimal changes being done at the very end of the bridal previews as compared to the wedding days when I've done this method. You might be spending more time with that person, but the bridal previews are about that time where you just get to play around with things and have fun and get to know the person. I would highly recommend doing that if you guys are a makeup artist that doesn't do something like this, but I would definitely break it down step by step by step. That way there is no room for miscommunication or errors or anything. Sorry, the sun keeps shifting and I have to slowly keep moving my curtains over a little bit, and that's why it keeps getting darker, so I'm so sorry about that. But anyways, what I was talking about though was that it does seem like the makeup artist Twirly Shears said on her response video that she did indeed have a bridal preview, and at the end of the bridal preview, the bride seemed to really love it. She loved her cheek color, she loved her lip color, and she kept it the same on the actual wedding day. The only other thing that I can possibly think of that would maybe have made it a little bit different is that if she does the thing that I do with lip colors, I will cocktail about 3 to 5 different lip colors in order to get the right tone and the right color that a person wants. So a lot of the times, I'm not gonna lie, I can't exactly replicate that identical color on the actual wedding day, only because of the fact that my proportions are sometimes not the same. It's not like I mix different colors, but if your proportion is not exactly identical to what you did on the preview date, it might be a little bit off. But it hasn't been noticeable enough for any of my brides to realize it. That's the other thing that I think that maybe possibly could have happened. So if Twirly Shears maybe added a little bit more pink instead of like another color to balance it out. The other situation that I'm thinking that might have happened too is a lot of the times my brides will come to me during the bridal previews and they'll be like, hey, so I'm gonna be definitely self-tan for the wedding day, and I'll look a little bit different than I am right now. Will that be a problem? Foundation matching is not a problem. I can match whoever sits in my chair. My problem is that every single time somebody goes from a significantly lighter color to a darker shade of skin tone, it skews the way that makeup looks and specifically the colors look. If I were to put on a nude colored lipstick on myself right now and then went tanning and I'm like 5 shades darker than what I am right now, the nude lipstick color on my lips would probably look like a concealer lips color because of the fact that it no longer matches my complexion. So maybe that happened during the bridal preview, maybe she just went tanning afterwards, and then because of that, the lipstick color maybe shifted a little bit more pink. I haven't really seen anybody talk about that yet, but I think that maybe self-tanning could have been a factor in this too. Besides that though, the makeup artist said the only other thing that the bride had told her on the actual preview date to change was that she just wanted a little bit more bronzer, but besides that, everything else was perfect. It's really, at that point in time, no fault to the artist. If she did everything the bride asked for, she got a preview done, told her that there wasn't any other changes that need to be made, and the bride somehow still didn't like it on the wedding day. Yeah, like that's the whole entire reason for a preview. So now that I'm done discussing both sides, I did want to do another hot take on this that may seem a little bit controversial. As I was saying, not all makeup artists are meant to have certain brides, and not all brides are meant to have certain makeup artists. Like, your styles can be completely different. I, for one, am a neutral, soft glam bridal makeup artist, meaning that I usually do all neutral colors, more of a glowy kind of finish, and more of like a medium kind of coverage for foundation, like into full. That's where my expertise lies, and that is all I post on my Instagram page. So sometimes when I am reached out to by brides that do not fit that same style or want that same style, it kind of makes me wonder why they hired me in the first place. Not like I can't make them happy, but it's kind of like asking a light and airy photographer to edit in a dark and moody style. That's the same thing with makeup artists. Like, we all have our styles, and so if you tell us to do something that's different than what we normally do, it doesn't really work that well. So with that being said, if you're a bride and you hired a makeup artist, you signed a contract, you put down a deposit, etc., and you show up to your trial and do not like the makeup, or maybe you don't vibe with the makeup artist personality, sometimes your personalities don't get along, you can walk out of that contract. Like, yeah, you might lose your deposit, but at the same time, you also will probably be getting another makeup artist that fits your personality and fits your vibe a little bit more. It most likely is miscommunication. It's not because that makeup artist can't do what you asked. It's just that you didn't communicate it effectively, or that person didn't also know how to ask you for what you want. I know for one, I have had to kind of readjust like how I talk to people and how I do things according to who the client is in my chair. I also will admit that I am also a makeup artist that has had a bride cancel on me after her trial. She wanted something that was a lot more full glam than I usually go, and I realized that. So after the trial, I did touch base with her and said, like, hey, did you like everything? Is there anything you want changed? And she's like, I think we need to just go heavier with the foundation and then a little bit darker with the eyes, but everything else I loved. And then I got the dreaded email that said, hey, So I'm unfortunately going to have to cancel our contract. I just found a makeup artist that fits my vibe a little bit better, and I decided to go with them because they did my makeup for my bridal shower and I absolutely loved it. And she's like, I think your work is phenomenal. I just think that I'm going to go with this other person for my wedding day. I'm not gonna lie, like I was like 3 years in at that point in time and I was like shattered. It's not necessarily that that person did better work than you. It's just that that other artist probably fit that client's style more than you did. And that's completely fine. That is like the one and only time that's ever happened though. I do want to share that because if you're a bride, you can walk away. Like you can cancel your contract with people. The other thing that I want to say too, there is nothing that is saying that you have to hire a makeup artist for your wedding day. If you know that you do good at your own makeup and you prefer to do makeup yourself, don't let other people pressure you. Like, you do not have to hire a professional. You can do it your dang self. Obviously did it myself. I was super happy with what I did. And I hired a makeup artist to do the rest of my bridal party's makeup because I didn't want to do it myself, obviously, because I'm not working on my wedding day. I don't think that I would have been happy with any other makeup artist. I honestly think I probably would have been a nightmare client. So yeah, there's also that option too. You do not have to hire somebody else. You can just do it yourself if you want to. And then the last perspective that I want to share is from a content creator's perspective. As you can tell, I also am a content creator too. I have had a YouTube channel since 2020. And I have actively vlogged. I used to vlog all of my weddings that I did, like follow me around style vlogs as a makeup artist. I've uploaded some recently, but I used to be very, very involved. Not like in an invasive way, but I was definitely there during like all aspects to get as much content as I could without being too much in the way. At the time, those videos were very, very popular. I used to garner about like 5,000 views from some of my vlogs. There's one vlog that has like 11,000 views. Like I used to bring in a lot of revenue just with those makeup artist vlogs. So I usually went in as much as I possibly could and filmed everybody. And I did get permission from everybody that I did film. But the moral of the story here though is that not everything is content. Not everything should be shared on a public social media platform. I don't care if it's your job. I don't care how much money you're making from it. It should not be your number one priority is to get content. Just live your dang life. Like, live your life. And that is the reason why I stopped doing vlogs like this. I didn't want to shove cameras in my brides' faces. I'm not a videographer. They're not getting any content back from me. It was also extra equipment that I had to carry around and extra things to remember because of the fact that I had a camera with me and a tripod at all times. I couldn't focus on my actual job at hand. I couldn't focus on being the makeup artist. I was just focusing on, is my camera okay? Is my angle okay? Did it die? Do I have to change the battery? And I wasn't like interacting with my bride. I wasn't holding a conversation very well because I was thinking in the back of my mind, okay, I gotta get this content. That's not what it should be about. It was disrupting my job. It was disrupting my client experience and I just didn't want that. And so that's why overall I stopped producing that type of content. And with that rant, I really hope that Lauren the bride also kind of realizes that too, is that just because you're paid by a social media platform and that is your job and you get kickback from it, it does not mean that every single thing in your life has to be content. I know that wedding content's a huge thing. I know that people like to vlog for their wedding days, but some things like this moment, for instance, should have just been kept private. It doesn't have to be a big thing. It could have maybe been like a story time later or something. It just doesn't have to be this. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that is pretty much it. I just hope that you guys enjoyed it. Give me a big thumbs up on the video if you guys did enjoy it. Subscribe to the channel if this is your first time and you would like to continue watching some of my videos. And as always, I hope you guys are having an absolutely fantastic day and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. All right, bye.